In the last video, you guys saw me open up some more room for the harvest steers so that we could try to get them out of this muddy pen here. And today I'm going to implement the second part of that project, which is bringing a bunch of wood chips in here that I'm hoping will kind of absorb some of the water and just kind of all mix together, and I'm hoping makes a much better environment for these guys. That's what's going on today on Farmer Tyler Ranch. It's a couple days later now. The wood chips have had a chance to sit here, and the steers really haven't been in here all that much. As a matter of fact, they are spending way more time out in the new area that I gave them access to with the elevated mound. So they really haven't been coming in here much. But I can tell you that right now I am able to walk through here. It's still a little bit treacherous, but I think it is a lot better. You guys want to come walk out here? Show us how easy it is now. See, I think part of the issue is that for this plan to really be effective, the wood chips need to be incorporated better. But in order to do that, they need to walk on them, step them, press them into the ground that way. And that, you know, there's really no motivation for them to really want to be in here. Their food is there. The spot where they hang out is back there. So there's really no reason to come in here. But I think when I get my weaned calves in here to go to the sale, you know, we're gonna have like however many there are, 33 or so in here. They'll be punching this out with their hooves, and I think after they go through here, that's when we're gonna really see the biggest difference. So I don't feel like this was a waste of time. I think that this will work, but it's just gonna take a little while. And if I would have put the wood chips down before it got really muddy out here, then this probably would have worked a lot better. Even if they do end up tearing this up again and making it really sloppy, I still feel like this is time well spent, because this will be a great place to get compost to put into the garden. When all these wood chips break down with this manure soil, this should be some pretty hot ground. So if nothing else, we got that going for us. Some of you might be wondering why I didn't use the 8N to do this. After all, we've got a nice loader bucket that would have been perfect for that. The only problem is that I was worried it was too muddy in there. I thought the little 8N would probably bury itself because it's not 4-wheel drive. and it just doesn't have the power that that TN95 has. Not to mention the fact that the New Holland is able to carry twice as much wood chips at a time per scoop than the 8N would be able to do, so it made this go a lot faster. All right, we got a little bit of fence to fix at the winter pasture, so let's go do it. This is different. So this little branch is what caused a lot of this problem here. I think it stretched the wire, which kind of encouraged the cows to try to reach through here because there's some broken wires in other places where the branch wasn't laying on the fence. So this is what we're dealing with. I'm gonna go ahead and get this fixed. Boy, there's a lot of slack in that one. Ah, how did I know that was gonna happen? All right, this is looking a lot better. I think it'll hold cows, or at least strongly suggest that they stay put, and that's gonna probably be good enough. So let's move on to the next job. I feel like I need to address the elephant in the room, and that is all the flooding that's been happening in Northern California. A lot of you guys have been leaving me comments asking how we're doing, how it's affecting us. Before I go on, I just kind of, this sort of struck me funny. Look on this hot wire. You can tell right where the cattle have been walking. They really respect it and leave a lot of room. There's no footprints right where the hot wire is at, and that tells me that they know what's up. As we look over the landscape here, yes, there is definitely a ton of water. We've been getting hammered with rain. This is the first day it hasn't rained in quite a while, and tomorrow it's going to start back up again. And I think by the beginning of the week, we're probably going to see the worst of what we've seen so far. And so far what this is looking like is, you know, flooding. Mostly I'm seeing it in drainage canals such as this one here at the end of the pasture. Obviously the way into the winter pasture was flooded as well, and what all of this is from is all this water is trying to drain, and it just, there's too much of it. It can't drain fast enough to not boil out of the canals or the streams or the ditches where it is supposed to be. So I've got a pretty big area in my pasture here that's been underwater for a while. We're dealing with a lot of flooded roads. There's a lot of routes that we just can't take anymore because the water is just too deep to drive through. What has me a little concerned is just the fact that all of these drainage canals are still full, and we're getting set to get another round of storms. So I'm not really sure how that's going to affect everything. We're just going to kind of have to wait and see. Now, in the event that we do get high river water, which like I said, I think that's coming. I don't really see how it can't. Then the big danger becomes levee breakages, levee breaches, whatever you want to call it. But that's the thing about the weather. There's not a lot we can do about it. All we can really do is just prepare for it, react to it, and just kind of have faith that whatever happens, we'll figure out a way to get through it. So till then, I guess we'll just keep the drains clear and hope for the best. Thanks for hanging out with me today, guys, and I hope I'll see you again on Farmer Tyler Ranch.